Hi everyone, I'm George Gintilas, and last week we focused on limiting beliefs, how to release them and why meditation is very important for that, to come into your body. Today we're going to focus on healing trauma, which is going a bit further when you have something that's a little bit deeper, but meditation's not enough when actually movement's required. There are these major events that happen in our lives that sometimes have a big impact from which we never fully recover or never fully become ourselves again. And the definition of a trauma is basically something that's happened in your life where you thought even for a second that I might die here, or even if you perceive it that you might die here. And it could be over very quickly, and yet your body will go into shock to try and save itself, what we call the fight-flight response. And if your body doesn't get a chance to release this fear, this shock, then it stays, you lock it up and you get on with your life. And then you think you're over it, and then years go by, and then all these symptoms start to appear. Maybe you get insomnia, can't sleep. People will start to get migraines. Panic attacks is a big one. Anxiety over certain issues. Obviously phobias is a common one. All of a sudden something will scare you for no reason. And as I said last week, using willpower is not enough because it's a lower brain, your primitive brain there, your cerebellum, is still trying to save you. In fact, the warning lights are still flashing in there, but you've covered them up. Because we've got a great intellect, we're able to get on with our lives and get over things, and we talk it out a little bit and we think that's over, but really the symptoms can show up years later. And what it really is, your body really hasn't released it. So when people come in, I help them to release these movements, and so it's really blocked movements in the body. The body has to move, and if there is panic attack there, it just means you couldn't save yourself in an event sometime in the past. And so I would help you free up that event, free up that movement, whether you remember it or not. And just by watching your body, you can see where the arms are stiff and need to move, or you can see where the legs have tightened up and need to kick or push or run, or where the person is needed to duck but couldn't. You may even find yourself ducking in the session. So it looks weird, but the freedom after that is just amazing, and it just frees you up, the muscles relax, you sleep better, confidence goes up. In psychological terms, we call it post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, which is all the symptoms that come up years later, long after the event, when your body just can't handle that stress anymore. And it's another interesting point is that a lot of people think that as you age, that muscles have to get heavier, you have to feel crankier, you have to feel more stiffer in your body. That's not true. All that really means is when you've got that stiffness as you get older, is that you've got a past trauma that's just been sitting there in your muscles, building, and all the stresses have been building, and that's why your muscles get stiffer and you can't move as much as you get older. But if you free those up, exercise, get good trauma work to free all this up, then your muscles loosen again and you actually feel supple in your whole body. There's nothing that says you can't feel fully supple in your whole body until you're in your 70s and 80s and 90s. There's a lot of people like that. So just know there are ways of healing it. Rather than medicating it and suppressing it, you really want to free it up, and exercise does that beautiful. Weight training, movement, walking, a bit of running, and that'll really help. So there you go, there's a lot of information about healing trauma. Have a wonderful week, and we'll see you again.